This is merely a warning shot to back niggas down, back in the town where they whipping, working, traffic and pound.
Okay. You're right. Pac, I don't know about that either. I was just gonna say that, like, throwing a warning shot after, again, it's a strategy I don't like. I do like some of the shit that he said. I'm not gonna lie to you. And what I did say is definitely how I've been feeling lately. At this point, I don't even know if niggas really like K-Dot. If niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like that's for real, niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it really come down to. But he was definitely spitting facts. Again, man, you know, like when you rap too, like you gotta have a good beat. I didn't think that beat was that good for it to be you know, the diss. I'm talking about sonically. I didn't think there was a good enough beat for me. You know, it's really, and it's also really hard to beat a classic with that Eazy-E beat on there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really hard. You know, so obviously it sounds good. Not only does it sound good, but there's a message behind it. I thought this right here too, but you know, towards the end right there, him saying the warning shot like that right there. Also, it is true though. I will say though, like, y'all can say whatever you want, but when y'all don't want to bring the numbers and shit, y'all want to bring the prizes, the Grammys. Everybody always want to bring the Grammys. You know, he coming at him. He responded. He said what he had to say. His delivery wasn't there for the diss. I just feel like too, like, my thing too is like what I'm saying. I feel like he's holding back, right? Like, because the one thing that everybody was saying that the problem was that J. Cole was going to be too friendly. Like, you know, he was going to be friendly. And there was moments in the track where he basically was saying, like, yo, you my brother, but, like, yo, if you come at me, like, put him in the cat, you know, like, put him in the black bag, zip. Like, I understand that. The problem is that I feel like when it comes to rap battles, and this is why I feel, let me take my glasses off. The really reason we won't get a true rap battle is because no one's going dirty. I don't feel like no one's going to go dirty. And that's where rap battles usually get the best. Like, when you think about the recent rap battles with the Kendrick and Meek, they got dirty. Pusha T, Drake, it got dirty. Like, what can really get dirty between J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake other than I'm the best, you can't stop me, don't talk to me like I'm a kid, you know, again, J. Cole coming at his arms, you know, like that's just what I'm looking at. Like Kendrick, even when Kendrick's this what he was coming at, where there was some entendres there here and there wasn't really no oomph behind it that I felt with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I really didn't feel like it was like, okay, he really coming at Drake, you know, like whatever, like blah blah blah, saying this, like, okay, but you don't mean it. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't really mean that shit. That's what I feel like. Same thing when I feel like with J. Cole. J. Cole, I just feel like it's too much camaraderie. Like he feels like Kendrick's too much as a brother, so he's holding back. Because you can't say one thing where you're gonna put him in a bag, and then you can say like right here, and then like say like, but you my brother, here's my warning shot, like blah blah blah. Come at me again, and we're gonna shit. At this point, all right, come at it again. Say something crazy. I want to say something crazy. Like, call Drake a pedophile. Fuck it. Like, Kendrick called Drake a pedophile. And everybody's talking about, like, they ain't got no skeletons on Kendrick. Everybody got skeletons. Everybody got skeletons. I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying directly. I'm just saying it has to get to that level. Like, say something, it got to be saying something crazy. Like, because at the end of the day, saying that I got this, I got that, because at the end of the day, Drake wins that award. Drake has the most awards. Drake has the most numbers. Drake has all of that. So if they're talking about who's the big brother here, it's Drake. All right? Period. Drake is the big brother of both of them. You can't speak numbers between the king. All right? Like, you can't. But what I'm saying is, like, you got to get gritty, and they got to get real personal, and it got to get something crazy. And again, they say Kendrick don't got skeletons. Everybody has skeletons. All right. If they want the beef to go real crazy, they got to get real gritty with it. Because at the end of the day, the way I'm looking at it now is like hearing Kendrick's beef, which he said some good lines, and I was like, damn, that was crazy. Now J. Cole directly talking about Kendrick, talking about his albums. Like, come on, be for real, bro. Like, and the funny part is too is like the one thing I will say that J. Cole said that was crazy. He said, Now that I get in my prime, now you want to come at me? I bet. Like, cause it is true. J. Cole now is in his prime. As you guys, I would say he was in his prime more towards Born Sinners, Forest Hills Drive, personally. But a lot of people say that he's in his rap prime now. Moving forward, it's like, okay, like J. Cole not even in his prime. Stop capping. Now J. Cole's definitely in his rapping prime. I would say, like, the way he's been rapping lately, like with the bars and shit, his pen has been crazy. Like in the last 3-4 years, bro, his pen has been crazy as fuck. And so that's just how I feel about it, man. Like, I feel like with this beef, man, there's just not enough hatred. How about that? Like, there's not enough hatred, because that's where real beefs come from. Hate. Like, true hate. We'll see. I mean, they said Kendrick has another look at all, if you look at all of the diss that have happened in rap history, my personal favorite is Eazy-E. Real motherfucking G's. I know that motherfucking song by heart. That was one of my favorite. Obviously, Ice Cube had his. That was crazy. Drake, Ether. You know, these are feuds that are fueled by pure hate. And between the three of them of Drake, no Vaseline yet. Between the three of them of Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick, this is me talking from an outsider. Again, I'm a fan of all of them. I just feel like there's no hate. Will Kendrick respond to this, though? That's what I want. So now that J. Cole has responded, Kendrick needs to respond. It has to now go back and forth. That's just how I feel about it. Waiting for Mr. IG captions now. We're doing Bryson Tiller after this, by the way. So that's just how I feel about it, man. I'm glad that there was a response. Was it the response I was expecting? No. I feel like he did way better on Pi than he did on 7 Minute Drill. But 7 Minute Drill, I feel like, was a last edition, right? Because, again, this already was a pre-announced album, even though we didn't get any hype behind it. By Delete Later was already a pre-announced kind of an album. And I will say that, you know, 7 Minute Drill being on here and it's being the last track, okay, again, probably was just added as a response because, you know, his name got mentioned. I just feel like there has to be hate. That's how I'm going to end it. I feel like J. Cole did what he was supposed to do. It was a little bit of a light reserve shot. Also, even though he name dropped him, it was a light reserve shot. Because at the end, he said, yo, if you really want to get into this, let's get into this. Listen, I need skeletons. All right? Is that your girls tour or your world tour? I'm not even saying, like, I'm just saying, like, I need some personal shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need some, your baby, you know, your baby's out there. You're not even a baby to your daddy. Like, I need some shit. All right? I need some evil shit. Your auntie is a man now. Crazy. I need some shit like that. Like, I need some, like, and you know what's crazy too? I will say this too before we go on. You know the thing that sucks about it is we can't even get gritty to the point like that because cancel culture does exist. Because imagine if one of them did say, your auntie's a man now. That's some... like, first of all, they're too big of artists. The LGBT community gonna come for these motherfuckers. Like, they cannot say some shit. They can't... We know about that. Like, they know about some shit like that. Like, they can't even say that because it's like a veil. They gonna turn on you, for sure. It's definitely a bar, but I mean, it's rap, right? You right. So where do we cut the line where we say it's rap, but then like you could say a demeaning line, right? Like, because it's not just rap no more. It's become some shit where you got to be like, you know, like, nah. I feel like every diss you have to be some sort of like nasty. Like, you got to be nasty. And saying some shit like that, you could definitely clown his ass on that, but the public might turn against you for being phobic, you know, or whatever you want to say. But it's rap, right? It's supposed to be rap. So you can't even have a real rap battle because you can't get as nasty as you want. because calling somebody a FEG also is not something that flies. By the way, that's a word that's been used by Future. He has not been canceled in the past. Lil Wayne used it on Go DJ as well. Snakes in the grass. He said you HOMO niggas getting AIDS in the ass. I'm paying man. I'm a play with me and you and your mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, he said that shit. Tyler the Creator as well said it back in the day. Heavy. Did not get canceled. I'm surprised that the cancel culture didn't bring that back up, trying to cancel somebody 10 years later. Again, Cole said it as well. So, but you can't use that now. You can't use that type of language now. You call somebody a FAG hard or FEG hard. Like, imagine them saying that shit hard, like a hard. Like, you bum ass motherfucker, you. Like, and motherfuckers be like, yo, did he just say what I think? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't even. Again, I like production. I'm just here to watch. I'm just having my popcorn and say it. And that's just how I am, man. So I got my Peaky Blinders hat right now. We about to listen to Bryson Tiller, man. So again, if you guys want to watch this, man, it might be on Patreon, it might not. Or actually, it is gonna be on Patreon. It might the whole video might be on YouTube. I might just put this on YouTube just because I know everybody wants to hear the diss and what I got to say. And what I did say about Kendrick Lamar fans is definitely true. I will stand by that. You guys can fault me for that. Maybe I did. Maybe I used the wrong words. I'm not gonna say I'm a step back, but I'm gonna say Kendrick fans are all suburban kids, right? That's how I feel. I feel like Kendrick fans are all kids that vicariously want to be black, are trying to live, through what he speaks. Because again, Kendrick speaks his story, and the way he speaks it's amazing. The way he story tells his life, being from Compton to Pimp a Butterfly, all of the struggles black people go through, just his like the symbolism of a lot of songs, These Walls with Pussy, like it's a lot of symbolism that goes through to Pimp a Butterfly. But again, I feel like a lot of suburbanized fans is what Kendrick Lamar fans feel. Maybe I shouldn't have said white. I meant, whenever I say white, I meant suburban, because that's usually what goes with suburban, white. Because that's where all the rich people are. And who's usually rich in America? White people. All right? Straight up. That's just what it is. That's a fact. That's a fact. White people are the richest people in America. All right? And so literally when I say that, I mean, I just feel like a lot of suburban kids enjoy Kendrick and saying like, this is real rap. Like I said, look at hip hop Twitter, for example. Most of those accounts aren't even black people. Mostly all of them ain't black people. And you know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel about it. Like, Travis is not a conscious artist at all. It's a fact. I see more with Cole, being honest. I don't see it more with Cole, to be fair. Like, I felt like niggas that love Cole at the beginning. I see it now, yeah. Because what rap is definitely predominantly followed by every race now. So it's a little bit different now. But I felt like growing up, the 09, 12, 13, that Cole came out, man. That Cole was like, niggas like Cole. That God's gift. You know what I'm saying? Premeditated murder. You know what I'm saying? Dollar in the Dream. That's the Cole that I fuck with, because that was a motherfucker speaking like, yo, I gotta come up, man. I gotta go get this shit, bro. Like, usually niggas that gotta go get that shit is niggas. You know, feel me? Like, we talking proportions. Kendrick has a way bigger percentage of white fans than J. Cole. Look, my bad again. I didn't mean to say white. Whenever I say white, I always tie it to suburban, right? Suburban is what I mean. Suburban fans. Suburbanized fans. And who lives in the suburbs? Mostly white people. That's what I meant. Suburbanized fans. You know what I'm saying? Basically, Kendrick Lamar's fans is what I meant. This is what I meant. Let me solidify this before I head out with this video. Kendrick Lamar fans, from what I feel like personally, from what I see, Kendrick Lamar fans are not from the hood. That's what I feel like. Kendrick Lamar fans are not from the hood. Is that better? That's what I said. Let's get to this Till album. All right. But that's how I feel, man. Get comments below, man. Let me know what you think about Might Delete Later by J. Cole, man. I got to tell you guys, I definitely love this project, bro. I love a surprise drop as always, man. Again, as much J. Cole as we can get before he retires, man. Because as soon as we see the fall off, that's when it's going to be scary. As soon as we see the fall off, I'm very scared, bro. Because that might possibly be the last full-fledged album we get from... J. Cole himself, man. So again, features don't count. Look at somebody like Outkast. All right, no one knew that Idlewild was gonna be their last project, and a lot of people didn't receive Idlewild that well. I love Hollywood Divorce. A lot of people didn't receive that project well, and look where we at years later. That was the end, and who would have fucking thought? So that's how I feel about it, man. Project literally 8.5 out of 10. My favorite tracks on here, 7 Minute Drill, obviously. Truth in Ibiza was definitely dope. I love Pie. Pie probably was my favorite track on here, next to Stealth Mode. I felt like Stealth Mode was the slow track on here I love, and surprisingly so, man. I love the Ready. Obviously I'm gonna love when it gets into the vintage samples. I'm going to love tracks like that. But when you get tracks like HYB, sleeper tracks like that, when Central C and Bass, but first of all, Bass been always killing, features whenever he gets on a song with J. Cole, which is what you're supposed to do. Whenever you get on songs with Head Honcho, you're supposed to show out. You're supposed to do what you can do at the best of your abilities, whether it's a feature, whether it's a verse. You always got to show out on the big albums, and that's exactly what Bass is doing. I'm glad that J. Cole is still signing for Bass, man. Bass is definitely very slept on, I feel like, still. Everybody loves Jid, but Bass gets, the short stick, I feel like, personally. So, I love this album, man. Short little project before we get the real shit. So, that's how I feel about it, man. Wait, till next time, we are. Peace.
jtbs.